Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome today.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something.
Like dick piercing?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
I'll just kill some random dude.
His wish is a blowjob.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail, necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
Well, just to let you know, your shit does stink.
And on the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
All right, here's the 401, folks. So I say some gangsters dissing your fly girl. You just give him one of these.
My name's Poppascotch, and as I always say, you want to boycott someone? You got to start with that goddamn barber that fucked up your head. Welcome to Plotty Time. So we got nothing for the crevice, because pretty much all last year we were perfect. I don't remember us making any mistakes.
I remember you making a bunch.
Well,
Not me, though.
Yeah.
I remember it different. So let's just roll right in. Let's start season 3 off the way we started every episode. What'd we play? What'd we watch? What'd we do? Dr. Syintist, take it away.
Well, what did I watch? I watched, finally, for the first time ever, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a good movie.
Nah, it's okay. It's way too long, and
Yeah, I didn't say it was great. Just good.
a lot of it is unnecessary, I think. But otherwise, it's okay.
Well, the lewds part's funny.
Well, which part? The part when he drives home is.
When they take the old lewds and they kick in like...
Yeah, that's when he drives home. He's like, I made it home perfect.
And he's just like crawling from the car.
That was pretty funny.
That
But,
was good.
I mean, that also kind of was a part that annoyed me because it didn't really have anything to do with the true story.
Yeah, but
But yeah, it was kind of like filler.
it was worth putting in.
I also watched the first 2 episodes of WandaVision.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I was going to ask you about it. What do you
It's
think?
pretty fantastic so far.
What the hell
I've
is
heard nothing but good things about it.
it? I know it's the new Marvel, but...
Yeah, it's Marvel with Scarlet Witch and Vision, and they're kind of like in a 1950s world. Waiting to see what happens here. I assume it's going to be like House of M or Story maybe or something, or I don't know, but it's going to be good, I think.
Sounds pretty neat.
It is. It's kind of really out there, and I have no idea what's going on, and I kind of like it.
I like shit that's out there.
I also watched a very Chump Slappy kind of thing, Alice in Borderland.
Ah, I almost watched that yesterday.
That's so good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
I thoroughly enjoyed the entire thing, and now I can't wait for season 2.
Oh, that's a series?
Oh, I don't know. There's a season 2 coming up, it says.
Oh.
At least on IMDb.
We're going to have to check it out. That's on Amazon or something, right?
Netflix is where I watched it.
Okay.
I heard of it, but I never heard anybody, or I didn't know anybody watched it. You suggest it? You give it the thumbs up so far?
Big thumbs up.
Very strange.
Yeah, it's set in Tokyo, and these Japanese kids, like, they walk into, I can't remember exactly how it starts because there's 9 episodes, but they do something, and they come back out, and everybody's gone, and they're just there, and they end up, like, their phones turn into, like, these things where, like, yeah, you got to do this in 3 minutes, or you get killed.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then they keep having to go through different games, they're called, and stuff, and it's really interesting. I highly recommend it.
All right. Check it out.
All right, yeah, definitely. I'm at this stage where I watched a bunch of shit, and I'm burned out on Supernatural again. And
What?
I'm looking for new stuff to watch, and at the same time, I have this huge backlog I just randomly forget about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, watch that. It's only like 8-hour-long episodes, so
Is it British or is it American?
it's Japanese.
Oh,
Subtitled, right?
No, it's in dubbed.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm still in.
Yeah.
What did I play? I tried playing Neo.
Yeah? You didn't
Yeah.
like it?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. Like going through the levels, that was all right. But the bosses just annoyed me. Like I beat the first boss, it was okay. It took me a couple tries. But then I got to the second boss, and no matter what I did, I couldn't dodge her moves, and I couldn't hit her in between them. I don't know if you remember this. She was like a spider lady.
Of course it was a spider boss.
Spider Boss.
Well, no, she was. She just like crawled on the. Yeah, I guess she was a spider boss.
I don't remember at all. The only boss I remember is the big frog dude who had a pipe.
But I don't know. She like she like does a combo, and then her last move like throws her back. And if you go in close enough, it's by the time she gets her combo ready again, it hits. I could not hit her without getting killed because she killed me in 2 hits.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, sometimes 1, sometimes 2. If I didn't die from the 1 hit, it wouldn't have been bad if bosses didn't kill you in 1 hit. Because the first boss, if you get hit with anything, you're dead. So you have to dodge every single attack.
So is it more like a Souls game, like punishingly hard?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
That's what I mean. The levels were like hard. Once you get used to them, it's kind of like Souls. You know, oh, they know where the enemies are. I can get ready for it. But
Yeah, it was weird that it had like daily challenges and shit on the map. It was I didn't understand it at all.
So yeah,
Still played it.
I played that for like maybe 5 or 6 hours and then gave up because I couldn't beat that boss and I didn't really feel like trying because I have way more important things to do with my life.
Like
I hear
play
ya.
what?
Like play. Well, then I also played this. It's a puzzle game called Kine, Kine, and it's just like
A little indie game.
yeah, you're 3 instruments and you have to like work your way across this board. But it's kind of hard to explain.
Like musical instruments?
Yes, like one's an accordion, one's a tom, and one's a trombone, and like they have to like flip across the screen. It's like a checkerboard style thing with spots missing, and you can only land and step up in certain.
Oh, okay. I know. Like, yeah.
But yeah, like the accordion like stretches and grows big, and depending on how you roll, it was interesting. It was a fun time. It's a fun puzzle game. I enjoyed it.
It's fair.
All right. Kine, Kine, you said.
Yes.
All right, radical.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. Why doesn't Poppascotch tell us what he's done?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, thanks for asking. Watched a bunch of shit and played a bunch of games.
Nice.
Let's start with the first thing I watched with the special lady friend. We watched the Scream trilogy.
Okay.
I have not watched those. It's over 10 years, at least.
Well,
I didn't
yeah.
even remember
Wow, it's
the
been
third
even
one.
longer for me.
Like, aren't they like 30 years old?
Yeah.
Well, this is the fun thing, because as we were watching it, I remembered back to when I saw the first Scream,
Yeah.
which was 96. I thought it was older than that, or younger? I don't want to say that. More
Newer.
recent than
Yeah.
that. But when you're watching it, it's so fucking 90s, and
It
it
is.
looks so dated. And I remember at the time being like, these kids are so cool.
Hey, that was us in high school, man.
That was 96. Oh, man. I wasn't even middle school yet.
I was more than halfway through high school, but
We don't want to date ourselves now.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be less fuckable for the fans. We can't have that. Anyway, so Scream 1 and 2, I mean, they still hold up pretty much. They're dumb. They're fun.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then Scream 3 is when they went really up their own ass. And it was on the set of the
yeah.
movie
yeah.
universe movie Stab 3. It was very dumb.
Were there 2 killers in the third one? Spoiler alert, sorry.
Spoiler alert for a fucking 20-year-old movie. No, it was just one, which made even less sense.
Because you were expecting 2 the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I see what they're trying to do, but it wasn't great. And I remember watching. We haven't rewatched 4 yet, because if you remember, there was
Oh
a
my
fourth.
God, there was a 4th one.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
and the cast is huge. Like Kristen Bell's in it, Emma Roberts, other
it
people I
recent?
don't remember. I'll have to look it up. They are redoing yet another. No, it was 2011 with Scream 4.
I was
Jesus.
gonna say because Emma Roberts, she definitely wasn't making movies in the 90s. I think.
But this is definitely a spoiler for Scream 4, a 9-year-old movie, 10-year-old movie now, if you guys are that concerned about it. But I barely remember any of it, but I remember them very loosely, like the final reveal at the end was trying to tie it back to the family of Neve Campbell's character.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, oh, well, I'm actually the killer, and I'm the third cousin, second removed from your whore mom. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, we don't need to do this. And I don't know, I'm going to rewatch it. But anyway, so that was the Scream trilogy. Fun revisit. Also, another movie I watched, which I had seen in the theater but haven't watched in a couple years, Fist Fight.
Is that the one with Charlie Day?
Yeah, Charlie Day and Ice Cube with the 2 teachers that fight.
Never saw it.
Dude, it's a dumb comedy. It's definitely not perfect, but fuck, there's some great moments. And Tracy Morgan as the gym teacher is fucking fantastic.
Has he never played a bad role?
They do like a really good bit where it's like the show is like the last day of school or the second last day or whatever, and the seniors are doing all kinds of pranks within the school. And they're just like the wildest, craziest prank. Like they put a horse filled with meth and ran it through the halls.
Classic.
It's good stuff. Check it out. Also watched Da 5 Bloods, the Spike Lee joint. I'll tell you what, it was good. Well-crafted story. Not what I expected. I did not expect so many gunfights, but here we are.
Really?
The basic story is, I expected flashback gunfights because the whole story is a bunch of African-American Vietnam vets who found a bunch of gold, hid it in Vietnam, and then came back years later to basically find it again.
Oh, a completely believable story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then, and there was a lot of gunfights like today in modern day. I don't think Vietnam's that dangerous, but here we are. I think, what do I know? But it was good.
There's definitely not a war going on.
I don't know enough about Vietnam. Pretty sure there isn't. But what do I know? So that takes care of movies I wanted to talk about. Also, I wanted to mention as I segue into the games I played, I took that Twitter @ you gave to me, Syintist. I took that personally.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, the trophy contest.
Yeah, I kind of figured if I irked you, you might do something ridiculous, like play a bunch of dumb platinums.
Well, you know me pretty well. So far in 2020, I have 2021, I have 4 platinums.
Jesus Christ.
Watch Dogs Legion.
Well, at least that's a game.
Yeah.
That's at least a new one, yes. Watch Dogs Legion has cross-save and it has separate trophy lists for 4 and 5.
Oh, you cheated is what you're saying.
It was a little cheap. I definitely made some mistakes and had to replay the story in a lot of it. And I'm going to do a minisode where I do my full review of that game, but it was very disappointing after Watch Dogs 2. Don't fucking play it. Because the cool part about it is you can recruit anybody on the street to join your cause.
I bet that's terrible.
It sucks because the recruitment missions are all the fucking same. There's like 6 of them. So you recruit someone who's like a software developer, and then you recruit someone who's like a construction worker, and then they have the same mission. Like, I owe a bunch of money to this gang. Go blow up their computer or some bullshit. And then it doesn't matter. You can recruit 40 people. It doesn't matter because you always use a construction worker because they can summon a drone you can sit on and fly around the town.
You can sit on a drone and fly around?
It's like a cargo drone, and it's like 4 foot by 4 foot. It's huge. So you can summon it from anywhere. That's like your construction worker special skill. And then you can sit on it, and then you hack it, and you can fly it around. So why would you use anything else? So I did that. The other plat I got, and I'm going to go ahead and recommend this game, the Astrobot game for PlayStation 5, Astro's Playroom.
Yeah.
I've seen it and I've heard good things.
It's not very long. It's just a platformer. It's a fun game, and as you're going through and getting collectibles, they're called artifacts in the game, and they're all like PlayStation peripherals and old systems and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like a fun trip down PlayStation memory lane.
Whenever I buy a PlayStation 5, maybe I'll play it.
I suggest it. It's short, and it's already installed in the system, so.
Yeah, I only played like the first level, and I was like, fuck this.
I don't remember you being a big platformer or Metroidvania guy, so that makes sense.
It's not really a Metroidvania, but it's
from
what I've seen.
Not even close.
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you. So, the other game I did, and this is probably the game that will go down in history as being one of the best that's ever been created. Her Majesty's Spiffing.
I saw you playing it, and I was going to make fun of you, and then I decided not to.
I deserve it, because it was... the platinum, if you watch the video and just do as they say, takes a whopping 45 minutes.
Ooh,
there's some good British humor, but
What, Monty Python?
Sort of, yeah. They do a lot of Monty Python-esque stuff. A lot of
guys dressed like women.
Yeah, there's the French guy is all super French and annoying, and you have to like get him a frog mixed with cheese to like it. It's kind of jingoist if you're asking me, but
yeah,
it was fine. It was very short. Whatever. That's Her Majesty's Spiffing. But that's it. That's what I did. That's what I watched. That's what I played.
Loser.
Yeah, a bunch of really fucking cool guy stuff. So what about you there, Sir Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Let's see. Still playing Call of Duty. because I don't know. I got nothing else to do.
You know, before you go any farther, I was like, I know why I didn't get a PlayStation 5 because I saw Dankness playing World of Warships.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he owns the new Assassin's Creed. I was like, what? It's like, why wouldn't you play that?
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
But yeah, playing that, just grinding away because kills
what else
time.
Do you do?
Yeah. Played Demon Souls for a little bit, but I'm at the Black Phantom. What's her name? Selin Vanguard. She's in the swamp at Pure Black.
The only one I remember is Maneater Mildred.
No, it's
I think that maybe she's not even in Demon Souls.
I think her name's Selin.
But yeah, the pain in the ass to fight in the swamp.
Yeah, I've tried it a lot, and I haven't played it in like 2 weeks now because
I only ever killed her using Crystal Homing Soul Mass and standing far enough away.
Yeah, I don't have that, so I don't know. Maybe I'll put it back in.
Yeah, dude, Soul Mass, word. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, it's some Demon Soul stuff. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, it's for cool guys. You know, I get it.
But other than that, I downloaded Maneater. Gonna play that soon.
Is that are you
shark.
playing as the shark or are you hunting a shark?
No, you're the shark.
Sweet,
And
just
you
like Jaws.
Kill people, yeah. It's free this month, so might as well pick it up, you know.
Oh, it's already in the library. I just a lot of games are in the library. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I hear you.
so
I watched a bunch of shit.
I'm sure.
I watched Archer, season 10.
Man, 10 seasons.
isn't 11 the new one? Are you saying the newest one you watched?
No, I watched 1999.
Oh.
It's called Archer 1999, where it takes place in
space
space. Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I thought it was good.
yeah, I'm enjoying it, but I didn't even know it was out.
Dude, they've already finished the season after that. 11.
I know, I'm stoked because it gets back to normal now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I only saw the first couple episodes. That's another one I need to watch. But basically, Archer wakes up and he's back in the current timeline, but like time has passed and everything's weird.
Spoiler
and different
alert.
Do they bring?
It's the first 10 minutes of the episode.
Do they call it ISIS
I haven't
again?
seen it since season 4. I got a lot of catching up to do.
You got a lot of catching up to do. Also, at one point, Krieger's a bird, so have fun with that.
But I doubt they call themselves ISIS again.
I mean, maybe they just let it go for a while and like, all right, try it again.
No, because they changed their name like in the universe of the show way before that.
No, they did.
But, yeah, they were. No, not way before ISIS happened. You're
Yeah,
right.
obviously.
But I mean, like season 6 or 7, they were no longer ISIS.
Yeah, but still. All right. I watched some movies. You guys ready for these?
Ooh, let's do it.
Slap it up.
Watch fucking MacGruber.
You've seen that like 9 times.
I know. But it's on Amazon right now. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out again.
I've never seen it.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it all either. I've heard parts of it.
My God, you guys.
I'll that's my homework. I'll watch that for next week.
All right. Watched this movie called Drive Thru, where a burger mascot named Horny the Clown kills a bunch of teens.
Horny the clown.
Yeah.
Sounds like every clown.
Does he have like a Viking helmet or some kind of horn built into his clown suit?
He's like got spiky hair, I think.
Ugh.
I was assuming dildos for hair.
No, he's like horny, like it's like a just terrible restaurant that has stupid,
Yeah, that makes me horny too.
stupid names like Horny and fucking the Double Banger Burger or some shit like that. I don't remember. But
So he's like Ronald McDonald, but stupid.
yeah.
Well,
But
stupid.
yeah. Don't you talk down about Ronald McDonald.
How dare you?
I watched the Will Ferrell, Danny McBride movie, Land of the Lost.
Never
You
seen
know,
it.
sometimes I feel bad for you watching all these bad movies, but I'm pretty sure you do it to yourself.
I do. I mean,
No one forces him.
I laughed a couple times. It wasn't terrible.
I laughed a couple of times.
I watched this movie called Clay Pigeons. You guys ever hear of this one?
I've
heard of it. Know nothing about it.
With Vince Vaughn and
Maybe I've even seen it. I don't know.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Is it like from
and
the 90s?
Janine Garofalo. It's either late 90s or 2000, 2001.
Pre 9/11.
Yeah, about like a serial killer guy and tries to frame somebody else and yada, yada, yada.
What do you, thumbs up, thumbs down, thoughts?
Thumb sideways. I mean, it's watchable, but I mean, it wasn't good.
I like how your thumb sideways is it wasn't good. What's your thumbs down?
It sucked.
Like it's painful to watch?
Yeah, like it was just bad. If it would be a thumbs down. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's worth if you're into those people. If you like Vince Vaughn, you like, I don't know, how do you say his name? Is it Joaquin? Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, Janine Garofalo's cool. So
she's always great.
yeah.
Her best role is still in Mystery Men.
No one's disputing that. Right?
I don't know. You ever see this movie? She plays an FBI agent. It's pretty cool.
It's a little out of character.
I guess in season 3 I'll still do some, maybe not every week, but slapper of the weeks. Attack of the Tattoo Bogle. Wait, how do you say it? The Tattoo Bogle? Tatty Bogle?
Bogle?
I don't know. B-O-G-L-E. Bogle?
Bogle, I guess. I don't know. Boggle. But no, Boggle has 2 G's.
Tatty Bogle?
Yeah, Bogle. Tell us about it.
Anyway, here you guys don't want to guess.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I did that.
Okay. I'm going to guess a tattoo artist who is also a part-time witch who does a spell and it actually works, and the spell makes teenagers disappear.
No, I'm going to say that somehow a tattoo comes to life and starts terrorizing kids.
Well, I don't think it's called tattoo. I think it's tatty, and I think it was auto-corrected in my...
Oh, we both fucking...
That changes the whole thing.
I know.
Yeah, we both kind of revolved around that for our guesses.
I'm sticking by my answer.
It's Tattie Bogle.
Tatty. That could be tattoo.
The Tatty Bogle. Well, has nothing to do with tattoos, but it's just these two groups of people, and they're just having parties in cabins, and all of a sudden, the one cabin just gets slaughtered by this guy. He just comes in and fucking kills everybody. And the rest of the movie, it's just people trying to survive, stay away from him, or kill him, or whatever.
So it's like a slasher type story?
Yeah, but it's like filmed like I don't say shitty, but it's like it's pretty shitty. But
is it like a found? Are we talking found footage?
No, it's definitely not found footage. It's just
low
like,
budget.
Yeah, low budget, but it looks sick. Like when he hits somebody with his fucking weapon, it looks pretty fucking real.
Okay,
it's cool as hell, and they don't go into the story or nothing, who this guy is, anything. They're just like, he's just killing these people.
That's what I like, stories without anything.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with that. I think learning,
that's so cool.
I also see that this falls way under the slap pocket at a hot 60 minutes.
You know they rounded up.
Yeah, we'll round it up to 82, so, you know.
Yeah, I just thought it was awesome because it was just like this guy just starts killing everybody. They don't like tell you who he is. They don't tell you backstory. It's an
episode of a show. Long.
Yeah, budget $3,000 estimated.
Yeah. But I mean, if you like just slasher flicks where you don't want all the baggage of story
or special effects.
Yeah, I mean, without special effects, it looked pretty fucking sick. It was good. Give it a go.
There it is. Go check it out. Slapper of the Week, Attack of the Tatty Bogle. I think I said that right.
I think so, too.
So how about we get into our next section, video game news / stuff. only 2 elements for us this week. First one, set the internet ablaze. Bethesda and Lucasfilm announce an Indiana Jones game.
Can't not wait.
I don't know.
I mean, I heard Indiana Jones game. I'm like, maybe it's cool. It's never been done right. And then I saw Bethesda. I'm like, well, it's probably not going to work.
It's going to be a bad first-person ripoff of Uncharted.
Yeah, I was just saying, they have Uncharted, they have fucking Tomb Raider. What
Yeah.
do we need?
Who are both ripoffs of Indiana Jones anyway.
Yeah. What do we need this for?
I thought it was hilarious that all the news stories were like, Bethesda, or like, creator of Doom announces an Indiana Jones game.
Creator
of Doom.
Yeah, that's how they spun it. So yeah, that's coming out. It was just like a 30-second sizzle reel. It's not even any gameplay. It's just a little narration. No one has any idea what the game's going to be like.
It's just supposed to be a whole new story.
No one knows. It's just totally under lock
I'm
and
going to
key.
give it
It's coming.
a preemptive thumbs down.
I hope it's just that little short round or whatever his name was.
I hope it's some kind of like real-time strategy game like Warcraft.
It's just dusting a fucking museum.
Or a battle arena.
A battle arena?
A MOBA.
There you go.
How many times in the game does he say this belongs in a museum?
You could pretty much count it as like a sequel to Rocket League. It's gonna be just like that. But that was the big news. Another piece of news, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm going to mention it anyway. A third-party reseller, another company, I don't have their name in front of me, but they wanted to sell black PlayStation 5s.
Yeah, I saw that. They were just like making the case and stuff.
Yeah, so basically they went to do pre-sales and they immediately stopped doing it because of death threats.
What? From
From
PlayStation?
Sony. Yeah.
I don't think it was from Sony. I think it was just some crazy assholes.
Why?
Oh, you're going to make me read this, huh?
No, you don't have to.
I mean, I'd like to know the reason why.
It's more like just a question for the ages.
We're just going to, it's like the JFK assassination. We just let it be a mystery.
Yep.
It's not a mystery. One person killed him.
I don't know.
Isn't it, though? Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the Secret Service agent accidentally discharged his weapon.
That's the most believable one.
Oh, man, we're going to have to do a whole episode about the JFK assassination?
Yeah,
Did you ever see that one theory where the Secret Service agent accidentally killed him, so they just covered it up so he wouldn't feel bad?
yeah. So he jumped on the back of the car. He's like, "Oh god!"
It's actually the most believable of the conspiracy
It's a
theories.
good theory. I like it.
Right, like there was a cover-up, but it wasn't the cover-up you think it
Yeah.
is.
Like,
You know what I
Lee
mean?
Harvey Oswald still tried to shoot him, but the guy accidentally shot.
Yeah, it's like he heard the gunshot and then accidentally shot him.
Out and like accidentally shot him. Yeah.
I mean, one of the few things Lee Harvey Oswald said before he got killed was, "I'm a patsy." So
That's true. He always said that though.
It meant different things in the 60s.
did it anyway?
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
they the black PlayStation 5s tried to go on sale for $100 premium. They get pulled immediately. The company says there were credible threats to their safety, and no one knows what they were, why they were happening, or anything. They just canceled all the orders.
MAGA.
Had to be MAGA.
Yeah, because they're probably pissed about it being black.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all the video game news / stuff I got. How about we go ahead and get to the game?
What game is that, Poppascotch?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because this week we are talking about the PlayStation 1 PlayStation Mouse ship game sequel that isn't really a sequel, but it is a sequel. Clock Tower.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
And who picked this one?
We got to give a hard shout out to our boy Ham Man.
Ham Man in the
Ham Man,
house.
what up? We see you. Fan request for told us to check this game out, so we are. And it was my turn in the rotation, so I said, "Yep, I'll do it. I'll do all the homework." Oh, this game's fucking weird. It was released December 3rd. It was released December 13th, 1996 in Japan, and October 1st, 1996 in North America. So almost a year later in North America. It was released for PlayStation, developed by Human Entertainment, and published by ASCII Entertainment. It is a point-and-click adventure/survival horror game. And I know we use the term point-and-click a lot, especially in today's games. A lot of them are kind of like that. But this is literally a point-it-with-a-cursor game to do the next thing you're going to do in the game.
Like Leisure Suit Larry's.
So
Yeah, exactly like Leisure Suit Larry's. You're right.
this is just Leisure Suit Larry in a different skin.
So I picked it. I guess I'm taking. Well, Ham Man picked it. I shouldn't say I picked it, but I get to lead the story. So I really liked the first thing we saw in the video we watched was we've seen this a couple times, especially the one that comes to mind is Silent Hill 2, and I think Parasite Eve did it, but it's like that like game trailer before the game.
Yeah.
Like a demo screen. Is that what we used to call them in like the arcade, the demo mode or whatever?
Oh, and it would just play?
Yeah, before you clicked start or whatever.
I don't know what the name of that is.
Yeah, sure. We call them demo modes.
Yeah, sure. In Eastern PA, that's what they're called.
We'll go with that. So, it's an interesting game because it was released in the U.S. as Clock Tower. In Japan, it's known as Clock Tower 2. Because there was an actual original Clock Tower released in Japan in 1995. So the game is essentially the second one in the series, but as far as North America is concerned, it's the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense as the first.
Well,
no, it doesn't.
I don't think it would make any more sense as the second.
Well, it would, because I assume the Jennifer Simpson survived the first one.
Yeah, how bad did you guys want to write Jessica Simpson?
Never even occurred to me.
No, really? Okay, I guess me. Just whatever. Let's air out my shit. So, all right, I'll give you guys a very brief rundown of the first game. The Japanese Clock Tower 1.
Yes.
It is basically a slasher type game. It is also the same as it's a point and click survival horror, and there's a lot of different branching crazy storylines. So I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights real quick. Basically, there was the Barrow family mansion. There was a killer there named Scissorman. Jennifer Simpson and 4 other kids were adopted. They were all orphans. They were adopted by a rich recluse named Simon Barrows, of Simon Barrows, of the Mansion Barrows fame.
The famous Barrows, yes.
The famous Barrows, yes. He had a son who was deformed named Bobby Barrows, who eventually turned out to be the actual Scissorman. It branches off wildly, all kinds of stories, all kinds of possible endings. There is a one canon ending. We'll get to late. If I say it now, it's just going to ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, now that we're getting into the sequel, aka Clock Tower, aka Clock Tower 96, it is set 1 year later after the murders, and the issue there. Apparently, Jessica was the only survivor, but that's also debated because there were so many different branches and so many people you could save and so many endings. But I think the Clock Tower we're talking about, 96, goes under the impression that there were only 2 survivors.
Yes.
Which we'll get to in a sec. But I did want to mention, since it's set in December 1996, I thought it'd be fun to talk to you guys about some of the bangers on the radio in December 1996.
Ooh. Is Spice Girls on there?
I didn't see Spice Girls, but we got Quad City DJs Come and Ride the Train.
Oh, shit. I haven't thought about that song ever.
Yeah, but you know what I did think about? The next one on my list, Pony by Genuine.
Sing a little bit for me.
My pony, my pony.
I don't know it.
My pony. It's one that's like the dude in the back is like, what
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna have to go download it.
You guys are missing out on Pony. Let me tell you what. And then another song which I'm sure you guys know, No Diggity by Blackstreet.
No doubt.
So those are the bangers on the radio. So I want you to put those in your head while we're going through this game.
All right.
So at the beginning of this game, the sequel, there are only 2 survivors from the original murders. There is Jennifer Simpson, our title character, one of our playable characters, and then the little boy Edward, who will show up very shortly.
I love how they just give him the name Edward. They're like, we don't know his name. He doesn't talk. I'll call him Edward.
So we start the game. We begin at Southern Oslo University. The whole thing takes place, well, most of it takes place in Oslo, Norway, which I didn't see anything that would have said it specifically took place there, other than the fact they tell us it does.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing Norwegian about it.
It could have been any country, really.
Right, so first scene, a guy by the name of Professor Barton has Jennifer Simpson under some hypnotic spell. And I was under the impression that maybe he was like working with the police to find out who the Scissor Man was or something like that. It turns out he just kind of wants to know. Like, he's a true crime nerd, and he's really into it.
Then why is it... All right, that's weird.
Well, I'm guessing, what I gathered from it is that Jessica doesn't remember. Like, she blacked it out or...
Yeah, definitely.
Got hit in the head. I don't know. Something like that. I really don't like Professor Barton at all. He's kind of a dick. But we go around his office. We meet a couple of the side characters. There's Beth and Harris, who both work in the same office. Beth is kind of Helen Maxwell's friend, who we'll get to her. Harris is an assistant to Barton. These characters do come up later, but for the majority of the story, they don't really matter till the third act.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Nothing really matters till the third act.
No, this story, it's pretty thin, and just like the first game, there's a lot of branches, a lot of ways you can go, a lot of different things you can do. So we're going to just try to take the Jennifer route, and we're going to make certain decisions that cling together a story here.
Yeah, sounds good.
We could probably do another episode entirely about this game that's just a completely other story, but I don't know. We'll see if you guys like it, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. So we're still in Barton's office. He hears that a reporter's downstairs. He goes to check it out, and we meet Nolan, who's going to be an important character. Nolan is just... it's a year later from the murders. It was a big tabloid sensation, so he's doing like a year follow-up. No one really knows who the Scissor Man was or what happened. It was a very sensational thing, but no one ever found the Scissor Man, I guess. They just found his big-ass scissors.
Yeah, and his mask, apparently.
And his mask, yes. And the idol, which is in this story.
That's what I'm saying. Why does the fucking guy who's just like a fan of the murder have the idol? Why don't the police have it if it was found at the scene?
See, that's why I was so confused. I thought that he was working with the police.
The police got the scissors and he got the idol. It makes sense.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. So this is a really ridiculous moment because he's like, I don't really have time. Barton, the professors, were like, I don't have time to do this. And no one's like, do you know anything? Like, can you give me anything?
Yeah.
It's been a year.
He's a terrible interviewer.
He's garbage interviewer. And I love the moment where like, this is Tim, my cameraman. So I'm looking around like, he doesn't have a camera. And then he pulls out like a fucking regular film camera, like snapping shots.
Yeah. Well, it's a newspaper.
I guess, like we weren't doing video with... yeah, you're right. It makes sense. He's a newspaper.
Wait, explain this film thing.
What film thing?
Cameras with film?
Well, a still photographer.
Yeah, like
Not
35 millimeter camera.
When I hear cameraman, I think like the news guy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy works for a newspaper. Probably a shitty one, too.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, the way he...
Knocking on Oslo newspapers.
Yeah, Oslo's. We nailed it. The best part about this interview is when Nolan's trying to get something. Like, he's trying to get Barton to talk. Like, he's trying to get him to explain this. And he says, Jennifer's ridiculous. She's exaggerating. The Scissor Man is some fucking screwball. It's not something mythical or supernatural. It's just some asshole in a mask. And he's like just completely throwing her under the bus. He did say that Jennifer lacked credibility.
Yes, he did.
One of the final survivors completely lacks credibility.
So the guy who doesn't have any authority at all is just saying this.
Yeah, he's just saying this to the newspaper.
Yeah. I found this crime buff. Let's see what he knows about the facts.
He's talking to the lone survivor. He must know something.
Yeah,
he's not even. I don't think he's even like a psychiatrist or anything. He's just a professor.
He's got a statue and he's got a replica of the scissors in his office.
So do I. Doesn't make me an expert.
Fucking cool guy. So this is where the game starts branching, and the way we're gonna follow is Barton has the idol that did play a prominent role in the original game. He doesn't know what it is. They found it at the mansion, so he gives it to Harris, and they determine that you need to go talk to this guy Rick. Rick was the Barrow family butler at the mansion.
Oh yes. Good old Rick.
Yeah, he's like, Harris, go take this, go fucking fuck off and figure out what you can figure out. There's also a moment you can go and you can take it to Rick, or you can take it to a guy named Sullivan in the library.
So, did any of the police ever interview Rick and see what happened? Because he obviously survived this whole thing.
I think he's retired.
Yeah, he might have been retired. I don't think he was there when the first game went down.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little shady.
Yeah. It seems like they're just throwing it in after the fact.
Oh, he'll get what's coming to him.
But for our sakes, we're gonna basically skip Sullivan in the library, and we're gonna go to Rick.
Library.
You're right. Sorry, that's my bad. Library. Edward shows up at Barrow's office. I guess I got the impression that he was gonna have a meeting with Barton as well to try and figure out
I figured
what happened.
Barton was gonna put him under, try to figure him out. I don't know, whatever.
Right. Edward's just a child. And he showed up with his guardian from the orphanage, a woman by the name of Kay, who is the same orphanage Jennifer's from. All they really mention, he doesn't talk, he doesn't supposedly know anything. He's just a survivor of the murders at the Barrow Mansion.
Yep, that's it. That's all they do. She says hi, scene over.
Yeah, and they also, I don't know if it happens here. It might happen later. I didn't specifically write it down. But there's an exchange between Kay and Jennifer, and Kay's like, hey, you were at the orphanage. Maybe you could stop by and talk to Edward, He was in the same situation as you. It'd be cool. And then that gives you a reason, because at one point the map just becomes you can click wherever you want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can go talk to him or see what's up. And I tried to summarize those stupid meetings as much as I could. In the movie, at first, Jennifer heads to see Helen. Helen is, I don't know if it's her roommate or adopted mom at this point.
Yeah, just a friend, maybe.
Just a friend. She goes to visit Helen at the University Research Building where she works. And Helen says, oh, I'm going to be late. And I don't know if that ever matters. I think it matters later. It's a very small exchange. And then, anyway, Jennifer heads to the Norway International Hotel to go check on Edward and talk to him. And basically, at this point, her and Kay are having that conversation, and it's as if Edward wasn't fucking standing right there.
Yeah.
Jennifer heads to university staff housing, and this is where she runs into Nolan.
Ooh.
Yeah, and guess where this goes? He hits on her, for sure.
Very unprofessional, if you ask me.
Super unprofessional, considering she's the lone survivor and doesn't remember anything. He's like, hey, do you want to go to, dinner and I could ask you questions? And she's like, is this an interview or a date? Oh, I don't know, both. Either way, Jennifer is into it.
She digs him.
She digs him hard. So then we get a title card. Scenario 1, Jennifer Simpson. And I think this is also where the story branched, and you could also go as Helen instead of Jennifer.
Okay.
But we're going with Jennifer for this. And this is where something starts actually fucking happening. Jennifer is walking down the street. She gets spooked. She keeps saying someone's following her. We don't see anyone following her in the game. She's just kind of freaked out. So she goes into this building and finds a guard. She's like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'm worried. I'm walking by myself. I think someone's following me. And he goes, you're probably just over, and then immediately gets killed by Scissor.
It was pretty good.
So this is the moment where it's like, oh, Scissor Man's back.
With a vengeance.
He never left.
Yeah, he's back in Oslo, which is interesting because the Burrow family mansion's in England.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No, that's it. This is a whole. We'll get to the nonsense when we finish this shit. This is a moment where Jennifer is running through the place. She's hiding out. There's a bunch of puzzles and stuff, and eventually she gets away. The takeaway from this is Scissor Man is actually real. Scissor Man is here. I think that this is the first look we got at Scissor Man, and I thought it was comically ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he's a hunched over dude with these huge scissors. Just dude, remember the Big Lebowski dream sequence?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
where the Nazi, are these men Nazis? No, they're cowards. The nihilists, there they are. They were just in the thing with the jump, slamming those huge scissors together.
That's exactly
not
what
that
it was.
far off. Not far off. So moving on. Jennifer and Helen, they go together to Assistant Inspector Gotts.
Oh my God, he does not let up. It's this Inspector Gotts, Assistant Inspector Gotts.
Dude, there's a running bit where she just keeps, Jennifer keeps calling him, she just keeps calling him Inspector Gotts or Detective Gotts, and he's like, actually, it's Assistant Inspector Gotts. Honestly, in the video we watched, it was 30 times, and that's a conservative estimate.
It's ridiculous.
This character is just... At first, they're like, hey, this happened. Jennifer saw him. 2 people are dead from this building.
From the building?
This is real. Well, the building where Jennifer was running away from the Scissor Man just now.
One of them gets
So
decapitated.
the building didn't kill any of them.
No.
Okay.
The Scissor Man.
But what I love about Gotts here is he's like mad at you because a crime was committed.
I'm only an assistant inspector.
He was so mad. And then like Jennifer's like, no, it's a Scissor Man. And he's pissed again because he's like, oh, this is going to get completely out of hand. It's going to be a media circus.
It's like, thanks for bringing the Scissor Man here.
Yeah, it's like, do your fucking job, Assistant Inspector Gotts. Jesus Christ. He reminded me a lot of, oh God, I don't remember the dude's name. The partner you had in Parasite Eve.
The ex-football player.
Yeah, the big dude who's just like flustered all the time that he has to do a job. But anyway, so after this is where we basically meet Gotts. He's in the story moving forward. But Jennifer then heads to the newspaper to find Nolan because I did just fly through this real quick, but she heard about the idol. She found out that Barton gave it to Rick. So
Yes.
Jennifer goes to Nolan and is like, hey, I know that this Rick guy has the idol or he knows something about it. How about you go talk to him by yourself?
Makes total sense.
And Nolan's like, I was going to interview him anyway. Sure. And then he goes to like run this errand without Jennifer.
Yeah, it was weird.
And anyway, so we start scenario 2 with Nolan Campbell. I don't know if you can also do this scenario with someone else at a different location. I assume you can.
Yeah.
But for our argument's sake, we're doing Nolan. This is also where it could have been the library. We're skipping the library. So Nolan heads to see Rick, see what he knows about the murders. And he's like an old retired butler that used to be at the Barrow House. And there's this great exchange where Rick is like, when we lived there was a monster at the Barrow Castle. And he was terrorizing children. And then Nolan jumps in like, oh my God, just like Scissor Man. Great fucking reporting.
You fucking idiot.
It's like he just connected those dots, but anyway.
So Rick was there when
Yeah.
Scissor Man was.
I guess Scissor Man's been there for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like originally a tall tale, or maybe Rick ignored something or knew something and he didn't say it, or what happened, but it really doesn't matter.
Rick's a really trustworthy butler.
Oh my God, yeah. And this is when Nolan's like, man, that's a nice chandelier. And Rick's like, yeah, I got it from the castle when I quit. It's like, did he steal the fucking chandelier?
That's what I thought too. It's like, did he just gank that on his way out? Chandeliers cannot be easy to steal, right?
Yeah.
Not even for butlers.
No. And then it falls on him. It's like, oh, he put it up wrong. Idiot.
Is that what you...
Well, he isn't a contractor.
Yeah, it fucking fell on him and he's dead. That's the end of Rick.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Or did Scissor Man cut it?
Guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Who shows up now?
Oh my God, Scissor Man's there.
The Scissor Man.
Oh, the Scissor Man?
Yeah, was he there to just shut Rick up? Was he there to go after Nolan?
Did he want the statue, maybe?
That probably makes more sense than what I was thinking.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the idol does come into play in Act 3, I'll tell you what.
Oh, sure does.
No, whatever.
But I guess Nolan takes it and leaves with it.
Yeah, after he throws a blanket on Scissor Man.
Yeah, that's a thing I gathered through several interactions. He's very easily derailed.
He can't cut through blankets.
He just throws a blanket on his head and he just disappears.
It's like a child without object permanence.
Yeah.
Jesus. At the first interaction with Jennifer, she just throws a pot on his head or some shit, right? Or no, she knocks the bookshelf on him or something. And
Yeah.
he's like incapacitated permanently.
Can't cut bookshelves.
Yeah, and then he just walks right back into the room that had Scissor Man in it after he escapes. And Scissor Man's gone.
Can we talk about how dumb of a weapon giant scissors is?
Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're not great. Because part of me says at least they can stab, right?
Yeah, but it's not an ideal stab.
No, it's an inefficient stabbing weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to cut them, you got to get them in between the two.
And they have to be sharp enough.
Yeah.
And you have to have the power to do it. And I don't think he does because he's like a hunchback.
And the kills I saw, I think it was more of like the scissors were closed and he jabbed it through someone.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not the most efficient stabbing weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not in the top 10.
No, not even.
But as he's getting away and tricking the fucking scissorman, he finds the statue, the idol. He grabs it.
Just sitting out.
Yeah, it's just sitting out. And then there's this really strange moment that I don't understand how it connects to anything else that happens. Nolan walks into a room as he's exploring Rick's house. He sees like a mask on the wall.
Oh,
I don't know if this was Scissorman's mask or if it was
Yeah.
just an whatever. But he looks at it and you like hit the button to, interact with it. And then all of a sudden, like the table and chairs in the room just start floating.
Yeah, that made no sense with the story at all.
It's like, oh, what the fuck was that game? Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, maybe this was all in his head.
It doesn't. And then he smashes the mask and destroys it, and the stuff stops floating. I just wrote down he smashes the mask good.
Boss fight.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I didn't understand that part.
And as it's a classic point and click. So you pick up like objects that you use later, and maybe they don't mean anything, maybe they do. But at one point, he grabs this acid, and on his way out, like there's this dog, right?
Yeah.
Did you see this part, Chump Slap?
Yeah, the dog's just like barking, and he's like,
Yeah, he's just like this like a border collie, not a border collie. He's like a Lassie type dog.
yeah,
This
A collie.
collie. Yeah,
collie, and it's just like, oh, the collie's just like, oh, hey buddy, how you doing there? And then he just throws the blinding agent in the dog's face and runs away.
yeah. It's like, why didn't you just go out the front door you came in? Why'd you have to go through the back and fuck with the dog?
Because you might have to throw another blanket over Scissorman.
It's true.
I mean, he did mention sometime during this thing that there was a dog out back and it sounded crazy, but the animations did not go with that.
No.
I was like, it was just a nice little dog, like, hey, look, a new friend. Oh my God.
Was it doing that dog wag where their whole butt wags back and forth?
It was adorable. So he bails. He has the idol now. He destroyed a mask. He threw acid in a dog's face like a hero.
Wait, is this the Indiana Jones game now?
Oh, nice. Very nice. So we go back to Jennifer. She heads back to the newspaper where Nolan works, and he fills her in. And there's a lot of dialogue about the stuff we just witnessed, which is just great
Hey, I
storytelling.
threw some acid in a dog's eyes.
My
led with that.
hero.
So they decide, through all this dialogue, that the best possible course of action is to take the idol and go to the Barrow Mansion in England and figure this out once and for all.
Hey, I'll go with you.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm in. Nolan's like, I'm going. Like, you're not going by
it's
yourself.
like a 20-hour road trip, right?
Dude, everyone goes.
Yeah, that's the ridiculous. Everyone's like, well, I'm going to go.
Well, if you're going, I'm going.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens next. Like, you as Jennifer, you just go to the different locations and just recruit different people. Like, Jennifer tells Kay and Edward, and they're like, yeah, we're going. And then Gotts and Barton are together for some reason, and they're like, yeah, let's go. We're going.
It's road
It
trip.
was so weird because they're like, hey, Gotts, we're going to go check this out, and you're the detective to figure out these murders. Do you also maybe want to go? And he's like, brah, I guess so, brah.
I guess Assistant Gots.
And then I was like, Assistant Inspector Gotts. And this is where I was like, this is getting ridiculous. And then Jennifer goes to the uni research building, and Harris and Beth are like, well, we're definitely going too. Like, you are nothing
Scooby?
characters. You're nothing characters. And they're like, we're going. 10 people total
Yeah.
go on the trip from Oslo to England. So there's like a, you know what, it's funny, we're making fun of the Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
but then they have the map
exactly.
sequence. Like, you know, the Indiana Jones fucking, the plane flying and the map with the dots and the line, you know what I'm talking about?
It's so good.
It was so great.
Because they just show this dotted line going into the woods, and there's like no castle or anything on this map. It just goes like nowhere. There's no roads. It's just into the woods.
Yeah, it's like apparently the roads ended. And the other thing is, too, did they rent an RV? There's definitely an RV there.
Yeah, I guess.
So I guess they're all fucking road tripping from London to wherever the fuck this mansion is. And then as soon as they get to like a stop to quote to camp for the night, immediately Jennifer, is it Jennifer or I think it's Helen? Helen, I wrote Jennifer, that's incorrect, but Helen, Edward, and Harris get kidnapped right away.
Yeah.
Like the first sequence on the British Isle is, hey, where the fuck are these people?
Yeah, Jennifer's like, where is everybody? I just took a nap.
So finally, everyone hauls ass to the castle. And this is where we finally get our last scenario titled Scissorman. And this is the big finale.
This is something.
It's So I just have in my notes, this is some real soap opera shit.
Yeah, because everyone's just split up at this point.
Everyone's just split up, and I'll mention it now. I was going to mention it a little bit later, but I guess everyone Jennifer runs into is either not, they were knocked out or they have a head injury or they're drugged.
Yeah, something.
Because they're just sitting there.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm done. I'm not going anywhere.
Yo, man, pass the Doritos.
Beth was the character who was in the wine cellar. It's like, I gave up.
Yeah, she's like, I'm good. Just go on without me. I can't.
I got my wine.
I'm not going up that ladder.
Ladders are tough, man.
The first sequence we get is super creepy shit, where the scissorman kidnaps Jennifer, jumps in her room, is about to kill her, and then, like magic, throws off his suit, and it's actually Harris, of all people.
Which one was Harris?
Harris was like Barton's stupid assistant who took the idol to Rick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the one he said, they'll come back later.
That doesn't...
No, this part doesn't make any sense because this is the creepiest part.
Yeah.
Jennifer's like, Harris, like, what are you doing? In Chump Slap, do you know what he said? Do you have it written down?
Yeah. He's like, well, Scissorman told me to dress up and kill a bunch of people.
Makes sense.
And then he's like, and Jennifer's like, why? Why'd you do that? And he's like, because then he would give you to me.
Yeah. Really fucking weird.
Yeah, like.
It's like Scissorman owned her and like, here, you can have her now.
It was fucking weird. But you know what? None of that matters because he's immediately killed by Scissorman.
Who got to England how?
I think he, like Sideshow Bob hiding under the...
I was thinking like the gremlin from that classic time Twilight Zone episode. That's it.
Like just attached itself to the wing of the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Any theory's a good theory at this point. But now you're Jennifer. You're in the mansion. All kinds of puzzles and bullshit we're not going to go over. Yeah. But the important thing that you find is a foreign note, as it's called.
Oh, yes.
And it's just a note written in another language.
That's a foreign note.
It sure is.
Yeah. So she starts going around the mansion and finding all the people that are with her. She runs into Gotts, who has nothing to say or do.
He's in a weird-ass torture room, though.
I don't know if he got tortured or if he's dying or if he dies. I honestly, by the end of this, I don't know who survived. No, I know two people survived. It's very confusing, but so she eventually, the important person she finds, she did, like I mentioned, she found Beth, who just completely fucking gave up. But then she runs into Barton, and Barton's like, oh, I can read this. It's in Latin. And then he reads it, and he's like, oh, you got to say these words. It's a door code, it says here.
Yeah. To open door, say this.
Open sesame.
Yeah, some shit like that.
It was like some Latin words, but it'd be great if it was open sesame in Latin. But anyway, so there was also a sequence where Tim was there, the cameraman. I forgot to mention we brought Tim.
Yeah, right.
You need someone to document the whole thing.
He was just chilling by a fireplace. Like, you might need these matches for something, which I guess you use later.
Yeah, you needed the matches to light a candle to look into a fireplace that was dark.
Typical point and click bullshit.
Yep.
Combining items, making them work, that whole thing. But Beth had the key. Beth had a key on her. She didn't know what it was. And it was Helen was locked in like a fucking trunk somewhere.
Yeah.
Classic Helen.
Well, she finds a mummified scissor man who's holding a key, takes the key, opens his trunk, and Helen's in there.
Oh, is that where she got the key?
Yeah.
I just saw she had the key, and I was like, Beth had it, maybe? I don't know.
It was so weird.
And then my favorite person she runs in, my favorite sequence, I should say, definitely not my favorite character. She runs into Nolan, who is in, I don't know how else to use this term. He's in a room filled with dead bones.
Yeah.
Well, I guess all bones are dead.
Oh, no, not all bones.
Yeah, I got bones that are alive.
So as she's talking to him, Nolan's like, I cut my leg. I'll be okay. You go do everything because I'm a wuss. And then all of a sudden, we just see a ring of children ghosts.
Yep. Just la la.
If I had a nickel.
La, la.
Yeah, Nolan is completely unimpressed by any of this. And he's even like, you saw them too? And Jennifer's like, yeah, I fucking saw them. Like, He's like, they keep coming back. It's like, all right. She's like, I'm gonna go finish this.
Yeah. You think he'd leave the room, but no.
It's probably the best room to be in.
In the room of bones with the dead children ghosts. But anyway, so let's bring this home.
Yeah,
We're getting there.
Go. We're almost there.
Whew. Jennifer continues to the mansion, doing more puzzle bullshit. There's a zombie in the basement, which I don't know where that came from. Whatever. There's a chase sequence where she's running from Scissorman again, and then this is where she throws the pot on his head to derail him.
Yeah.
Like a Skyrim shopkeeper.
It's so good. She grabs this pot and just hides behind the counter until he walks around.
Yeah. And then eventually we get to the big final meeting, the final attack, the big reveal, and it turns out that this entire time, Edward was the Scissorman.
Oh, my God, that little stupid kid who didn't talk.
Right, because Edward is actually Dan Barrow, who was
the original
child. Yeah, the original Slayer from the first one.
Oh, because...
So he didn't die in the first one like he should have.
Yeah, because this didn't make any sense to me, because it's like, Edward, it's you. It's like, I'm not Edward, I'm Dan. And she goes, Dan? And I'm like, who the fuck is Dan?
Yeah, they don't do a great job of filling you in without playing the first... Steep learning curve for, I guess, the second one.
Yeah,
But,
Dan was a child of the original Burroughs.
Yeah, it was fucking so stupid.
I guess he's part demon.
I guess he was that deformed kid that Rick was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so Dan/Edward/ Scissorman kills Kay. He talks in a weird voice. Jennifer then takes it to put that, I think the idol goes here, and she puts it on an altar.
Yeah.
And the whole mansion starts to shake violently.
Oh.
And this is where shit really goes wild.
Oh, now.
Yeah, this is where we kick it up a notch.
This is where we find that
Bam.
foreign note comes in handy.
What does the foreign note do, Sir Chump Slap? Tell us.
It opens some weird enchanted door that it's like a vacuum portal thing that sucks the Scissorman in.
It was
Yeah.
so
Sounds like a doorway to
confused.
hell that sucks him back in.
Yeah.
But it was like every space movie you've ever seen where the thing opens and the people get sucked out.
Yeah, they're just holding on with dear life, and then Scissorman just gets sucked right through.
And then the whole place collapses. Jennifer and Nolan are together and stuck under some rubble. And they make out a little bit, and then they get rescued by Helen. And I think Tim saves her as well.
Yeah, I don't remember who saved her. I was just like, that is
Probably depends on who you
dumb
buy
as
and,
fuck.
Yeah, it was very dumb. I don't know how this whole... Because if they do like a pullback shot, and they look at the whole mansion, and it is fucking leveled.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody survived this. Nevertheless, they were like perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Those.
Child ghosts.
Yeah. That
Saved them.
saved the day once again.
But
I
man,
had a nickel.
this was a wild game. Also, fun fact, this game did not have a huge production run in the U.S., and at the time it was released, went very much under the radar. So used copies of this game are fucking expensive.
I know. I checked it out on eBay when I got the email from Handman. I was like, maybe I'll give it a go. It's like $100 for a used copy. It's fucking beat up.
Dude, like beat up copies were $100. Incomplete copies were like $150.
What-
Sealed ones were like $500.
What's
It's
an
nuts.
incomplete copy without like the
No book or some
or-
shit.
okay.
Yeah.
forgot games had that.
So that's it.
That's
That's the game. We did it.
All right.
Season 3 starts off.
Handman took us on a wild journey for that one.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice, Handman.
Yeah.
I think you just like saying Handman.
I do. Handman's such a fun thing to say.
Handman's dope. Thank you, Handman. So now that it's season 3, first episode of season 3, we're going to modify this final question just a little bit.
I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
I know you don't like change, Dr. Scientist. but join me on this journey.
Okay.
Can we reorder them?
That's what I think. It might be what he's doing.
Instead of saying, would you play it? Because most of our times our answers are no because they're out-of-date games. The question we're gonna stay with would you score it? We're gonna stay with did the story work for you? And we're gonna modify would you play it to does this video make you want to play it?
Oh, so let's hear it.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see how it rolls off
Next
the
week we'll
tongue.
All right.
forget.
Well, we're gonna start with you, Sir Chump Slap.
Okay.
Do you now want to play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you? I'm sorry, that was off the cuff.
All right. Do
I'm
I now want
workshopping
to
it.
play it?
Does this video make you want to play it? Would you score
See,
it?
now we might as well just do you now want to play it? Does the story work for you? And then would you score it? Yeah, because that's the way we answer it. I mean, if we're fucking it all up.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I didn't know it would be such a thing, but
we should have discussed this beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be it.
No way. They're getting some inside baseball. This is as it's happening.
Does it make me want to play it? I kind of want to play it because apparently if you die, all the shit gets rearranged and it's like in different places and all that jazz, right? Did I read that right? Did I make that up?
I think it also depends on who you pick in each part.
Yeah, well, like a different story. It's always different.
I wouldn't say it's always different.
Well, no, but I mean, it could be different. One of the stories could make sense. I don't know. I'd give it a try.
Was that the canon ending?
I believe so.
I don't.
Because is there a third one?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of them.
I don't even know if there's multiple endings for this.
I don't know. But yeah, I'd play it, I think. I mean, the video made me want to kind of play it. Did the story work for me? No, not really. It didn't make sense. I'm going to come out and say it. I get it. You survived the murder. Okay, the murderer's back. And I guess he wants his little statue back. Or just wants to kill more people. Or was it fucking Harris the whole time? Like, when was it Harris and when was it the fucking Edward? You know what I mean?
That's a great question. I want to think the whole time it was Edward, right? Because he was always there.
Yeah, but he was...
Oh, dude.
He was always with his...
You just brought it back. It's just like Scream. There are two killers.
Exactly.
By the way, there are, not to step all over you, but there are 6 Clock Tower games.
Oh my God. Is it always Scissor Man?
I don't know. The original one, the OG one in Japan is called The First Fear.
Oh.
And then this is known as Clock Tower 2 or just Clock Tower. Also, just to fill you in, Dr. Scientist, there are 10 endings for this game.
Yeah, I was trying to find the canon
really?
one, and I can't figure out which one it is.
Yeah, see, that's why I'd
But
want to play it.
The First Fear is the name of the PlayStation remake of the first game.
Yeah, see, maybe I'd play it just because it's got all these weird endings, and I don't know. It's fun. It's neat. It's different.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure out which one it is because all the clock towers are numbered weird.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Story was... I mean, I guess it was okay, but it didn't really work. But maybe if I played it a different way, it would work better for me. I don't know. But all in all, out of 27 stars, I'll give it a 8. I'll give it an 8.
Okay. I think that's reasonable considering all the multiple paths you could take and the direction we took.
Yeah, and the whole "who the fuck is Dan" at the end that just bothered me a little bit.
If you played the first one, you know who he was.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, but I mean, the mark of a good sequel is that it stands on its own, you know?
No,
Yeah,
that's not
especially if
true
it
at all.
doesn't have a 2 in it and it's just called Clock Tower.
Yeah, that's true. They did kind of screw us with that name, huh?
Yeah.
Like, if you just saw Clock Tower, would you even know this was the second installment?
No, because you just
No,
think it
of
was
course
like, oh, okay, well, she survived a weird thing. Let's see what happens. It's me, Dan. What?
Yeah, there's 5 endings for each character you play. Helen or whatever the other one's name is.
If you
Jennifer.
look at the actual Wikipedia or the fandom wiki
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
for
at
Clock
now.
Tower, yeah, they say at the end like it is unknown what the canon ending
Oh,
is.
okay,
Which
I
is
didn't get that
amazing.
far.
All
I
right.
just saw there's 5 different endings for each character.
Well, let's kick it over to Syintist then.
All right.
Let's say, did this make you want to play it? Did the story work for you? And what'd you score it?
Does this make you want to play it? It's hard because I don't like
Point and clickies.
I don't mind point and clickies. I don't like survivor horror type things. You have to run away and hide and
It's more like find a blanket, throw it on there.
it's the same thing. I also don't like interactive battles when you have point and click adventures.
Oh yeah, it seems like it would be awkward.
But I probably wouldn't play it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it didn't make me want to. It just the genre itself doesn't make me want to. Does the story work for me? Let's say kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is
Okay,
ridiculous.
okay.
Like, why the fuck are they in Oslo to begin with?
Yeah.
But maybe that's explained somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe it's explained in the first one.
It's not.
That's a good question because they make such a big deal that it takes place in Oslo. And you're like, oh, this must mean something, right? And it just,
It doesn't.
nope.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it had something to do with translations. Like, they were trying to do it from someplace in Japan to someplace in Europe or something where they just changed locations and made it. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. But I love, besides that all wonkiness, the two killer thing is dumb. I don't. So he knows who Scissorman is and just does whatever Scissorman says. Oh, but
Yeah, did he know, or did Scissorman?
well, he said
Scissorman come to him as Scissorman and say, "Put this on, and I'll give you this girl."
yeah. Either
And
way,
who is
it's
who
not.
is he to give her away? Like, where
Yeah.
did that come from?
And why didn't he just be like, "Okay," and wait for Scissorman to turn his back and fucking kill him with the scissors that he just gave him?
He'd be the most famous person in the world if he was the person that took down
I
Scissorman.
wouldn't go that far.
Well, he's maybe the most famous in Oslo.
Yeah.
Damn right, you're right. You're the most famous Norwegian for
Oh,
sure.
I don't know about that either, but I don't know. It's okay for what it is. It's nothing groundbreaking. I mean, it is old, so it was probably much better at the time.
Yeah, true.
But I went similar to Chump Slap, and I gave it 7 stars.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. So, what about you, Poppascotch? Does the video make you want to play it? Did the story work for you? And what did you score it? I had to try and think of what the order was, and it wasn't working.
Does the video make me want to play it? I kind of think it does, just because. And I don't like the ending. I don't like how this ends up, but I think it'd be interesting to see the different branches of how we get there. I think maybe within all these multiple sections, there's like a good way through this. There's a story that's good.
The fact that there isn't a canon ending makes me think there isn't a way in which the story is good.
Damn it, that's a fair point. That sounds very reasonable. I think the one we watched was fine. I thought it was. Well, first to answer your question, doesn't make me want to play it. Short answer, sure. I think it'd be interesting to try the different scenarios. It'd be interesting to try different characters. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Sullivan rather than Rick. So I'm gonna go with sure. It makes me want to play it more than if someone just shoved a disc in my hand and said, "Play this."
What if they're like, "This is $100 disc. Fucking play it."
Dude, if I just saw it on eBay and someone's like, "You need to buy this and play this," and I spent $200 fucking bucks on this game, I'd be pretty pissed. Yeah.
What if they were like, here's a deal for this game. Here's $50.
I'd buy it.
It costs $50?
Yeah.
Am I aware that it's reselling for
$100? No, what if they tell you it's worth $100, but they'll sell it to you for $50?
Are they trustworthy?
All right. I mean, if I knew it was worth $100, yeah, sure. If
And then you play it, would you still be upset?
Nah, I just resell it then for the But so did the story work for me? I think it was kind of interesting because I mean, we got to think this is 1996.
Yeah, it is.
Like this is before Resident Evil.
This is like
The OG one.
Scream came out.
Bring it back around, full circle.
Chump Slap just wants to talk about Scream for another half an hour. All right, I get it. Message received. So, for the time, I think the story was pretty amazing because there weren't many games that had all kinds of branches like this that weren't specifically like text-based.
90. What do you think that's happening in 96 that it was text-based?
Well, like,
You had Chrono Trigger,
yeah,
and
whatever.
role-playing games had multiple endings.
I was thinking of that game that they're playing in Big with the wizard. And you have to type in what you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, the name is right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, well, it's not important.
Anyway,
Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom.
so okay, ultimately, let's get to the end here. Did the story work for me? I'm gonna say yes, but like barely.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it was a serial killer who went around and stalked people, sure, I'm all for that. But then it was like a child who did this and somehow made it to Oslo, then somehow made it back without anyone realizing that this was the murderer. Yeah, maybe Harris helped.
Yeah, where did he pack the big fucking scissors in his
You
suitcase?
can't check that. Although it is before 9/11, maybe you could.
Oh, yeah, true.
Maybe he had a whole bunch of backup pairs at his old family mansion.
Touche.
But then that doesn't explain how they got him to Oslo. There's a lot of holes
Yeah,
here.
sure is.
So I'm going to say yes, it worked, but barely. So let's get to what would I score it? I mean, I'll tell you what. I thought it was going to be a interesting little weird story, and that's exactly what I got.
True.
It was fucking weird. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a 9.
Fair enough.
Just because of I don't think it was a 100% successful multi-branching story, but God bless him for trying.
Starting off the season with a 24.
I mean that if we want to compare that to what we did last year.
Last year's over, man. Forget about it. Let's not talk
You're
about
right. All right,
past,
we're starting
man.
at 24. Got it. No. All right, fine. We're just blowing past it. Blowing right past it. 24. On this day, year of our Lord, 2021, January 28th, we are giving Clock Tower a 24.
the Donald Sutherland.
Anything else we want to say about Clock Tower besides thank you, Ham Man?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. It wasn't.
More fan requests don't hurt.
Yeah.
Especially because Chump Slap can never think of a game.
Yeah. I'm horrible at this.
I thought it was interesting enough to be reminded that there was a peripheral called the PlayStation Mouse. I completely forgot about that.
I didn't even know. I wish I owned one.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh shit, that's right. But no, nothing. I'd never thought about that before.
Remember they used to have memory cards?
Oh, I do.
Those I do. I do remember the memory cards. I did not remember the mouse. Actually, it's funny because the only reason I remembered the mouse is because I played Astrobot, and that was one of the artifacts
Oh, nice.
from Astrobot. Because they each level goes through the PlayStation eras, so the PS1 era had the mouse and the multi-tap and all kinds of other shit. Anyway,
The multi-tap.
let's move in to our favorite segments of every week.
Ooh.
Now it's season 3. It's a new season, and we have kind of set the standard for 1 and 2 that we do new bits every year.
Well, I mean, season 2 was the only one we did.
We set the standard for that one time we switched them.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, now it's what the fans expect. What are we
Now it's
supposed
a
to do
tradition.
here?
Yeah, now it is.
Now it's just what we do. We throw out the old bits, we get into the new ones, and this year, boy, do we have some fucking treats for you. We're going to start off with our new favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist's classic wrestling move, Lock of the Week.
Off the top rope.
Ooh.
Very nice. Every week, from here till the end of season 3, we are going to ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed, amazing, classic wrestling finishing move that we probably all forgot about, and it's going to be great. He's going to tell us the move, he's going to explain it to us, and it's guaranteed to be amazing.
Use it in street fights.
Yes.
Use it in street fights or
And send
home
us the
invasions.
footage.
So I'll work on the intro, but for now, Dr. Syintist, what do you got for us
We're
this
going to go with the best finishing move ever. You know what that is, Poppascotch?
week? The best?
It doesn't matter what you think it is, because it's the rock bottom.
See, now I don't want to guess anything because I don't want to take any future ones away from you.
Yeah, I know, right?
So tell the people, maybe there's some kids out there that don't appreciate classic wrestling finishing moves. What is the rock bottom?
Straight from the Professional Wrestling Wiki,
Nice.
the wrestler stands face to face with the opponent slightly to their side. The wrestler tucks his head under the opponent's near arm, reaches across the chest, around the neck and the near arm, and places the other arm against the back. They then lift their opponent up with the ground and falls forward.
Wow. Yeah, that's exactly
That's
it.
the rock bottom. The rock does a little leg kick out, so he can flip him over easier.
Yeah,
Go watch videos of it. It's an amazing move.
it's pretty
So he
good.
followed up with the people's elbow, which is probably the second best finishing move ever.
Oh, 2 for 1 there, Dave.
You're welcome, listeners.
So this week's is use it in a street fight, the rock bottom.
You probably kill someone in the street.
Yeah, probably.
See, I want to ask following up questions, but I don't want to ruin anything. So
Yeah.
I'm
What
going
kind
to
of question
save
did you
the
ask?
follow-ups.
All right.
He's gonna think about he's gonna bring up some other type of
But
wrestling.
yeah,
move.
go to YouTube and watch the top 10 rock bottoms. You'll see him do it to 2 people at once. You'll see him rock bottom Stone Cold Steve Austin 3 times. It's amazing.
Good stuff.
Good move.
There you have it. The rock bottom. That is the classic wrestling finishing move. All right.
That is my favorite segment now.
Me too. I love it already. So we're going to move over to Chump Slap. It's Chump Slap's turn. We had a lot of fun with the fuck, marry, kill, but we're going to change it up a little bit this year.
Just a little tweak.
Just another little fun party game.
Little change. And this year, we are going to do Chump Slaps. Would you rather?
I like the way you say that.
I know. Cut that and use that every week.
You got it. Every week, Dr. Syintist and I are going to come up with a would you rather question, and then we got to hear what Chump Slap has to say, what he decides, why. We want to really get into the dark corners of Chump Slap's brain.
You're gonna regret it.
So this week, got a question coming at you. You ready for this, Chump Slap?
Bring it on.
Okay, here we go. Would you rather randomly time travel backwards or forwards 20 years every time you fart, or teleport to a different place on Earth every time you sneeze? Now, there's some modifiers. There's always modifiers. When you teleport to a different place on Earth, it has to be land. We're not just going to dump you in the middle of the ocean.
Ooh.
I mean, maybe we'll dump you in like an island, but it's still going to be land.
You don't have any control over it.
You have no control. Either way, you have no control. You are either going to, like I said, every time you fart, go either forwards or backwards.
Am I always going to be in the same place that I farted?
No, you're just where you're at.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so like if you fart and you go forward 20 years, you're in 2041, and you fart again, you may come back to 2021. We don't know.
It's so cool.
And then if you sneeze, you just randomly teleport to somewhere on the Earth.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to go with the farting, guys. Because
Of course.
I can imagine just sitting on the shitter.
Yeah, I was just going to say what happens then, because you're just going to plop back and forth 20 years every time.
Back,
you shit,
forth, into people's houses. I didn't live here 20 years. I think that'd be cool.
When do you flush?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But see, that's an interesting move because I mean, there's danger with both scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if you sneeze and you get dumped in like the Himalayas?
That's
right?
what
You're
I'm saying.
fucked.
That's why I wouldn't want that one. I wouldn't want to be like dumped in like Antarctica or something if I'm wearing shorts, you know? Or what if I land on the top of the Eiffel Tower? How the hell do I get down? You know?
Sneeze again.
Sneeze again. Exactly.
Touche. What if I can't? I'll be pissed.
Just look at the slice.
All right. No.
Yeah, because you'd be living the life of a transient if you picked sneeze.
It'd be
you
like-
just have like a pocket full of cracked pepper.
It'd be like that bad movie.
This place sucks. Oh,
Just
shit.
be addicted.
What's that terrible movie where Jumper? Where he can
Yes.
jump wherever he wants in the world?
Yeah, but it's not where I want.
One of the best superpowers ever. Terrible movie.
What if I sneeze and I end up in front of a person that's firing a gun?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Ooh, that's a good point. What if you, but every time you farted, what if you went back 20 years, it's 2001, and like you said, you're in someone else's house. Now you got to fight your way outside the house.
Unless you fart again real quick.
Yeah, I'll just fart again.
But it also sucks, though. Because what if you
I'll always hold
fart
one
5
up.
times in a row and then you're 100 years in the future?
It's pretty neat.
All right, we took a lot of options in what this is your final answer. You're going to go with the farting.
I'm going to go with the farting because, yeah, I mean, time travel's cool.
You know what the good thing about the farting is, though? You never have to smell your own brand.
It's true. Yeah, I just fart and then poof. It's gone. I'm 20 years in the future or past.
What do your farts smell like? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Can't smell my own.
All right, well, we want to hear what you would do. Would you rather go forward?
Yeah, just would you rather?
Would you rather go forward, backwards?
Yeah, send us some of your would you rather.
Yeah, you could send us would you rathers, and if you wanted to send us the would you rathers, if you wanted to send a 3,000-word email explaining why sneezing is the correct options, where could they send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
Well, you send that to plottytime@gmail.com, and I will personally answer.
100% response rate, this guy right here.
For true, just ask Ham Man.
Just ask Hamman, another shout out. Thank you, Hamman, for the recommendation. We do read them, and we will respond, and, maybe we'll even do some of your requests.
Yeah, you never know.
If we can find videos.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you didn't feel like, writing an email about the whole request and you wanted to get to us faster on the socials, how could they do that, Dr. Syintist?
Or if you have an idea for a future, would you rather?
Yeah.
You could
there you go.
Send us a message on Instagram or Twitter, but no longer Parlor, at Plotty Time.
Perfect. All right, great. And if you want to watch our logo while you listen to it and leave us some would you rathers there, or I don't know, maybe even let us know some classic wrestling moves, head on over to YouTube and like and subscribe there. It really helps us out. But that does it for us for this week. Welcome to season 3. Thank you, Ham Man. We'll talk to you later.
Peace out, man.